Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is I found this in my drawer, and it is, how old is this? This Plexus Roadmap to Success. Did anyone ever get this? What did it come in? I'm trying to remember how I even got this. Was it in a welcome pack?
It was in my first welcome pack.
Oh, the days of receiving the hard copy. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about is, one, I went through and I read like all of the things that they were recommending that you do, which is a lot of what we still do today. But we're going to kind of talk more about that perfect day. I know that some of you that went to Gold School learned about the perfect 10, but it says how to have a perfect 10 week. And it says connect with 3 people and share Plexus products. Well, immediately I say to myself, okay, how can I do that in a way that makes sense? Well, for me, it's sending people samples. Like if I message them and I say, hey, we just came out with this lemon lime hydrate that tastes better than actual lemonade. I have to send you a sample. And I do. That to me is how I share Plexus products and connect with people. The other way is connect with 3 people and share the Plexus opportunity. Okay, so who is the easiest person to share the Plexus opportunity with? Somebody that's already ordering the products. And the biggest barrier, you've heard this said before, right? It's not success that builds your belief, it's belief that builds your success. And that's, I mean, it sounds so simple, but it is imperative that you have belief in the opportunity before you ever have a conversation with someone. So you got to check yourself. So check yourself at the door and say, am I struggling with any form of belief? Like, am I thinking, I don't know if I'm ever going to actually do this, or everybody ever quits. Like if you're coming into it in a negative frame of mind, it will affect the way that you present the opportunity. So always do like a little temperature check for yourself. Then it says 3 connections with 3 customers or ambassadors. My favorite, because that takes all the pressure off. It's just loving on people, which is the best. Like who, well, maybe some people do. I know one of my kids is like such an introvert. He's like, I don't really like people. So maybe you are that kind of person. And if that is the case, here's what I want you to do. I want you to use your life experience to model how you're going to give someone a good experience. What does that mean? Have you ever had someone make you feel accepted, wanted, welcomed, appreciated? Think back. What were they saying to you? How did they say it? If your upline has said something encouraging to you, go back and find that and model what they did or said and to the person that you're trying to show recognition or connection to. Some people just struggle with that, and that's okay. One of the easiest things you can ever do is record the quickest little 30-second clip of you being generic but personal. So meaning don't say any names, don't be specific about, I hope your kid Samuel's doing okay. Be generic. Just say, hey, I was thinking about you and I just wanted you to know you are so important to me. I hope you have a wonderful week. Whatever you want to say. And you just send it on to all of them. It's the best thing ever. Okay. Then it says participate in one Plexus event. So you guys have a couple of options coming up. We've got the mindset challenge coming up on Monday. Y'all, I spent hours of my life going through all of the videos. I had this vision where I would pick videos and then you guys would watch it. I give you action items, and every video I was watching on YouTube, I was like, they're good, but they're not great. Just wasn't really blowing me away. And I was like, people in Plexus are like way better speakers and more interesting to me. So I went to Alita, Krista Deary, Megan Malakovic, and I said, here's the topic that I thought you'd be good at. Would you make a video? And they're doing that. So I'm so excited, guys. We've got avoidance and procrastination, self-doubt, fear of judgment, mindset is contagious. There's one other one, can't think of it at this moment, but if you want to invite people to an event, we have one on May 23rd, which is that Monday night. I also encourage you, based upon what we said on Monday, that you guys should be having in-person events. I think we need to bring it back. So I would encourage you to go ahead and have a plan within the next 90 days to have an in-person event. And like Michelle said, she didn't really even talk about the products, which I thought was really interesting. But isn't that true? Hearing stories and making connections actually is so important. And then finally, oh no, that's it. that makes your perfect 10 week. Okay, so I've got Jenn Cobb hopping on here. She said she'd be just a couple minutes late. Whenever she gets on, if you see her before I do, you should put that in the chat. But what I want you guys to do while we're waiting is, today's Wednesday. It's the easiest opportunity for you to do a Wellness Wednesday post. So you can either grab a testimony from your wellness community. I'll put the link in the chat, or go ahead and just do a little touchstone on your Wellness Wednesday. Go and say, it's been a while since I've told you where I am on my wellness journey, so I thought I would share it with you, and hopefully it encourages you. And so you kind of just give a couple bullet points of what's going on with you in your personal wellness journey. Sharing testimonies, though, is always a great way to get people to pay attention.
Hey.
Hey, sorry, I was looking for a Facebook link. I told him
That's
that she's running a few minutes late, so I went ahead and bossed them around to do a wellness post.
I love it.
All right, so guys, if you have ever been on one of the Saturday trainings that Plexus has done, what were those called, Jenn? I'm trying to think what they.
Oh, Virtual Express. Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I saw Jenn when she was training on a Virtual Express, and I was like, where has this lady been my whole life? So that immediately had me watching her, following her. And of course, you've probably seen her on the leaderboard. So I asked her if she would come and share. And so she's going to share her story, but she's also going to give you some of the tips that she feels like has really helped support her business, all of the goals that she's had and the success that she's had. So make sure that you guys are ready to take notes. And then if you come up with any questions at the end, you could throw them in the chat and she can grab them there. I'm going to mute myself, Jenn, and you can take it away.
Awesome. Hey, you guys, thanks for having me. Yes, I'm happy to take any questions that anybody may have, but it's going to be overload of the Jenns today, and I love it. So anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Cobb. I am a Diamond Senior Ruby going for Emerald, hopefully in the next, either this month, next month, or the month after. So, so really, really, really excited. I decided to restart my business once I felt super comfortable in my diamond business, to restart under my husband. And so I started his business in September, and we are hopefully on our way to Emerald right now. So it's just been super, super, super fun. So I want to share real quickly. I don't do anything real quickly, actually. I am a chatter. So Jennifer, you're going to have to like cut me off. But I started my business in August of 2018. And I started out of a place of need. So who else in this chat on this team has started for the business? I started for the business. I mean, I started with Marianne Anderson at this Loud House. I don't know if you guys follow her. She's now one of my dear friends. But I saw her sharing about this pink drink. Like, she would like hold it up and share it all the time. And I was like, oh, that looks intriguing. But honestly, I thought my life was like perfect and I was in perfect health. So I didn't need anything. I was totally fine on good food alone. How many times have we heard that? And one day she shared that she was making 6 figures from said pink drink. And I about fell to the floor, because that was July of 2018, and rewind 2 months to May of 2018. And that is when my husband lost his job. We had a really good situation. I have 3 boys. I was a stay-at-home mom, still am. And I was devastated. May 2nd, 2018, it was like, boom, everything just like flipped over. And so we had paid off all of our debt that previous year. We had about 3 months of survival in our bank account. I don't recommend that to anybody. But we had about 3 months of survival, and that was it. So I quick looked and I was like, okay, so great. So we can survive till August. And then after that, we're going to be on the streets. Like, I had no idea what was going to happen. And it went from that to worse, because I thought we had 3 months, but we didn't. We had about 2. So I had to go on assistance. So we were on Medicaid, we were on food stamps. We went from being a 6-figure income family to being on Medicaid, food stamps. I was like avoiding the door because they were trying to get my car. My house was about to be taken from us. I could barely keep my lights on. Like, it was horrible. And so when I saw Marianne sharing that she made 6 figures from the pink drink, I was like, there's no way. So I messaged her on July 12th of 2018. And I was like, all right, girl, Is this for real? And she was like, it is. You can make $1,000 this month. And I was like, really? She's like, honestly, I will help you. We will link arms. We'll do this together. You will do this. I was like, oh, I have nothing else to lose at this point. So don't pay attention too much at that time. I did not start till August 1st is when I started the business. And August 1st, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm going for this. And she was like, let's do it. I made, you guys, $1,642 my first month. And I about cried when I started to get paid. It was like, okay, this is going to be our way out. This is going to be our way out. This was my plan A, B, C, D, E, and F, and G. Like, this was it. We were applying for jobs. I was a former pharmaceutical rep in my prior life. My husband was obviously applying for jobs. He did get one. He started his job in October. But it was a hard season. Like, there was nothing open. We had no opportunities. And this was an answer to prayer. So, when they say everything happens for a reason, that happened for a reason in my life, because I never would have joined and done this. Okay. So my purpose in telling you guys my story is this. Is my why pretty big? Would anybody agree that my why was a pretty big why? Right? Do you have to come from that place? Do you have to be broke and poor and on Medicaid and on food stamps to have a big why? You do not. Sadly, people relate to my story more than I care to admit, but you do not have to have that big of a why. But you need to have a why. And it needs to be what gets you out of bed every single morning. That's what's going to get you to, on our team, we do morning rounds. We connect in the morning. We say good morning in our big chat, but I can't make people do that. I can't say you have to do X, Y, Z. I can say you have to do X, Y, Z to be in my chat or for me to spend time with you, right? Because I have too many people. I don't have enough time in my day to spend time with every single person. So I have to work with the people who really have goals and want to do this. So your why doesn't have to be my why, but it has to be yours and it has to be big. So I challenge you right now, if you don't want to share it in the chat, that's okay. I challenge you right now, write down your why, because you may think you know it, but you might not, because your why changes all the time. Like, my why literally changes, I would say, every couple of months. Like, it goes from one thing to another. And then I'm like, wait, no, I want to do this. No, I want to do this, and I have to change my why. I really do. And I'm going to share something that Jennifer's probably gonna be like, no, I really didn't want you to share this, but I'm going to share it anyway, because my why is not about money. It's not. You guys, I make like $34,000 a month. I do not need to make more money than that. I don't. That's not why, right? Let's go back to my why. Why did I start? I started because I couldn't survive, right? I needed survival. I needed food. I needed lights on. I needed a house. I needed a car. I didn't start to make the amount of money that I make right now. And what's fun is so many diamonds do not do this still to make that kind of money. Like, that's not our why. Is like, oh, well, let's make more. That would be really fun. Like, that's not it. My why is to help people. Now this is my why. My why is to help people to do what I did. It's to bring them there. So now you're probably thinking like, all right, great. I got a why. It's good. It's big. It gets me out of bed in the morning. It gets me into Messenger, gets me onto my Instagram DMs, wherever you do your social media business. But are you really working? Like, are you really working? Or are you just doing the things? Are you just like, I have to go say hi to her. I have to go say hi to her, and I have to go do this. And now I'm going to go let all the other things in my life come first. Right. And Plexus is going to take like a back seat. Right. And then you're like, why am I stuck? Why am I still where I am? Right. You're stuck because you're not giving it enough time. So people say to us a lot, to Diamonds a lot, they'll say, how did you get there? Like, what did you do? And there's no short answer to that. I wish there were, right? But there isn't. The one thing that I say is my answer, always is my answer, is my why. My why is big. My why has to be big. But my mindset is so important. Good luck. Okay, sorry. My kids go to school at 11. Yeah, this time. My older ones. We got a soccer game tonight. The best part about this job is I don't miss anything. I don't miss soccer games. I don't miss drop-offs. I don't miss anything, tryouts, nothing. So if you have a full-time job and this is what you want, and that's your why, make that your why. Quit your job if you want to, do this. This can be your replacement. I never had to get a job in 2018. I never had to. I got this. But okay, so your mindset is it. And now I don't mean go watch 17 different podcasts. So, okay, Vanessa, then you're going to quit your job. If you want to quit your job, you're going to go and you're going to quit your job. You can do that. You can absolutely, every single person I've ever seen quit their job has gone to Jewel on my team. I will name them. You can quit your job. You have to, if you want to make this your job, this can be your job. It can be a hobby. It could be just like additional income, or it can be your job. This is my job. When people ask me what I do, I'm like, I do social selling. That's what I do. I take products that I love. I share them with people. I have a referral link. I can share that with you. I get paid for it. That's it. You share with your friends. I get paid on that too. Like, that's what this is. It's so simple. It's so simple. But if you don't treat it like your job, or you're scared to tell people what you do, who else in here is scared to tell people what they do? I know it's scary, but it's your job, and it can be your job. You want to stay home and do this 24/7, you can stay home and do this 24/7. I promise you that. I've never seen anyone fail. Never had anyone quit their job and like fall down and have to go back to work. Like, that does not have to be a thing. Now, if you love your job, keep your job, right? Like, you can go to work every day. You can do this on the side. You can fit it in. I've had people go to Diamond with full-time corporate jobs. Like, you can do that for sure. But your mindset is the number one. Well, number two, your why is going to get you to show up, right? Number one is your why. It's going to get you to show up. Number two is your mindset. And that is not watching podcasts. Is what I've seen where it's not watching podcasts every single day, all day. You cannot binge watch podcasts or listen. You cannot binge watch Diamond documentaries every single day. You cannot binge watch somebody's training that you love all day long, right? Those are good to do here and there. But what you have to do is know that you can do this. You have to believe you can. That sounds so simple, right? You're probably like, oh, this girl gets on our call and it's like, you just have to believe in yourself and you can do this. You have to believe that you can do it. And when I say believe, on that day, July 12th, 2018, the son that I just said goodbye to, he would come on here. He's not shy. He's on my social media all the time. I said to him, he was 12 at the time. He's 16. Yes, I can go cry. But he was 12 at the time. And I said to him, I can do this. I can really, if she's making $10,000 a month doing this, I can make $10,000 a month doing this. He was like, yeah, Mom, I know you can. And that was it. I never looked back, ever. I never once, this is going to sound like it's not true. I never once, it took me 19 months to get to Diamond, 14 to Emerald, 19 to Diamond. I'm really trying to beat my OG account with my husband's right now. I'm like, I'm going to beat 14 months to Emerald. But I never once doubted myself, ever, because I think we doubt ourselves when we look at the people who have doubted themselves and fail. Do you ever look at like a sideline sister and you're like, oh, she's not doing so well. Like, her numbers are falling back. Like, she is struggling. And then you're like, oh, but you know what? She had a bad month, so that's okay. I had a bad month too, but it's fine. It's totally fine. You can have bad months as much as you want. It's totally fine. We just pick ourselves up and get back up. No, don't allow yourself to go there. If your goal is big and your why is big and you're getting up every single day, you're on this call. You got up and you had enough desire and enough why to get on this call. You could be doing a million other, you know how much laundry I have sitting upstairs right now, you guys? Like, I could be folding a lot of laundry right now, but instead, if I weren't on this call, I would still be running home from where I just was and doing my business, because it's my business. This is my job, right? I'm not going to sit home and fold laundry all day. I will get to that, but I'm going to do my job. This is my business. I'm not going to an office. I don't have a boss. I don't have deadlines, but this is my job and I treat it as such. And I know I can be good at it and I am good at it. And I know I can help other people be good at it. And you guys have Jennifer, seriously, you have an incredible, incredible leader, and look at her and look at what she has done, right? And look at her story. And then you can look at mine, and then you can look at somebody else's that inspires you and go, you know what? she did it, I can do it too. And now I'm going to focus on it. But you have to have the mindset that you're not going to allow yourself to fail. Does that mean your numbers aren't going to go backwards? Yes, of course they do. They're going to go backwards. You're going to have months where maybe you don't hit the rank you wanted to, or maybe you don't re-rank. But when you start believing that there is no other option, like this is going to be it for you, that's when it all lines up. And it fits together like a puzzle. It kind of does. Like you're like, oh, I got this piece. I got the why, because I've seen some of the chat that's been popping down. Like, yeah, I've got the why. Okay, need to work on the mindset a little more. I'm showing up, but like not really showing up as much as I can, right? I'm doing the things, but kind of because I have to and I know I'm supposed to, but like I probably could do better. And once you start to do all those things, they literally come together, and then boom, you look up at your points and you're like, whoa, like what happened? You know, that's how it is. Like you're going to get to that point in your business. I promise you, where I like log in, I look at my points and I'm like, whoa, like and I'm just amazed by them all the time. So that's not a braggy thing. That's what you should be gunning for. Like that should be what your goal is that when you log in and you look at your points, you're like, this is the result of all the things that I've been doing and all the women that I am helping. Right? Because when you put your head down and you just focus on the things, because some people just live by their points. They're just looking at their points all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going down, I'm going up. And they're focusing on that, but they're not focusing on how to change that, you know? So I challenge you guys so many things. The first thing I challenge you is to truly dissect your why. Because it's probably not, maybe it is, but it's probably not what it was the day you joined. It's probably a little bit different. Maybe it's deeper. Maybe it's not as deep as it was. And why? Like, why is that? Did you lose faith in yourself? You know, because Jennifer can believe in you. I can believe in you, but you have to believe in you. That's the only way you will make it in this business. My upline has always believed in me. They still do to this day, but I don't count on them to push me. Like I push me. And that should be the same with your team. If you're pushing and you're not pushing, dragging, if you're dragging people, then it's time to have a talk with them. It's time to be like, listen, I want this for you, but I can't want this more for you. And I can't, like, it's the burden of dragging you is really hard. Don't say those exact words. But like, it's really hard. You know, it's hard to drag somebody, but if you're excited and you are coaching them in the way that I'm coaching you right now, which is like, let's figure out what's going on here. Why are you doing this? What's your reason for doing this? You know, I'm going to call out Bob Heilig because he said something the other day that I highly disagree with. He was like, it's not about your why. And I'm like, Bob, I disagree, Bob. It is about your why. Because we don't have bosses and we don't have to report anywhere, we have to be the reason why we show up, right? So it has to be about your why. So when you get asked about that, truly think about it. Don't just answer it real quickly. Like, think about it. He is preaching that a lot. I know, Tina. My team and I have been talking more like, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's going rogue. But you do have to have a why. I firmly believe that. And you have to have the mindset. So figure out how your mindset is. Like, rate yourself 1 through 10. Maybe tell your sponsor today, hey, I've been thinking, here's where my why is. I've rated my mindset. My mindset is at a 5. And then we got work to do. Like, why are you doubting yourself? What's happening? Is it a lot of times it's something in your past? It's not even plexus related. A lot of times it's like, well, I've done things like this before and I've never succeeded. So boom, you're like in your head. It's really hard to have a good mindset like that. So I encourage you to just go with your gut on your mindset. Go with it and believe that you can do this. Look to the women who have done it, not to the women who have quit. Not to the women who are falling back. Look to the women who have done it and continue to do it and go, all right, who am I going to do this with? And then the fun part is, this is a whole nother training. Grab people to do it with you. Don't look for people to build your team. Don't look to hire anybody, right? Because that's what we do sometimes. We're like, how many times you said, I need a runner, I need a runner. When people say that, they know, don't say that to me. Like I will lose my ever loving mind. Do not tell me you need a runner. You do not need a runner. You need to find people who want to do this business with you. And you need to go with them. We don't hire people to work. You know, again, this isn't a business. So we have to look at sometimes we want the good of the flexibility of this business, but sometimes we take advantage of it. You know, we're like, I don't want to work in corporate America. I don't want to have a job. And then we're like, I need to find somebody to work for me. I need to find a runner. Like, no, you don't. You don't need to find a runner. You need to find somebody who wants to link arms with you, just like Marianne did with me. And I did with Jenny and Emily and Megan and all the people on my team. That's how they got to where they are, not because of me, but because I went with them. So get excited and go with them. Make it that kind of approach, because I don't want you to go find people who just want to build a business. You know, don't go looking for like the struggling people and message them and go, I've got the best thing for you. No, be like, listen, I get where you are. I've been there too. And it's really hard, but this has been amazing. And I want to do this with you. And that's how you build an incredible team. And everybody goes in the same direction at the same time. And then that's when you look up and your numbers are like, whoa, you know, and you're like, this is amazing. My business is taking off, you know? So that's really all I have for you guys. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm an open book, obviously. So if anybody has any questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, all right. I was thinking about how affirming that would feel to me if I were scared or afraid to get started and someone would say to me, I want to do this with you. Like I would feel a little less scared because I'd know, well, you've done it before and I think you could show me how. But when you say that, what exactly does that mean to you? Like are you telling them what to start, how to post when they first start, or are you helping them set up an event? Like what are the nuts and bolts of that?
That's such a good question, because I luckily had such a good example of that through Marianne. So basically what we do is I say, you know, I want to do this with you, and we get them in a three-way chat. So if they're serious about the business and you have that opportunity, get them in a three-way chat with your sponsor. And why? Because that validation from somebody else other than you is huge. It's huge. Even if they don't participate a lot, it's still nice having that option. I have people that will start the three-way chats, and that's like a place that we go, but they'll work a lot one-on-one. So you could do both. I don't want you to lose the one-on-one and then just go to the three-way chat. But we do that. I get them involved in the community immediately. They need to know that I'm going to work with them, but that this is bigger than even the both of us together. Like this is a community. So what that looks like for you is if you have a team page, get them in there. If you have a team chat, get them in there. I separate my team chat. That was one of my trainings I did. We have like a road to 100, and then we have a 100 plus, and then we have Ruby, Jewel, and Diamond. Those are all of the chats that our team has. And so if you are a diamond, you are unlucky because you are in every single one of the chats. but I mean, you want to make sure that they are with like-minded women and people who are in the same situation they are. Does that make sense? So that's why we really like to separate them. And then, so we get them in there and then we just blow them up. At Jewel School, we learned, I went in November because I'd never had an opportunity to go. So I went and it was fun. And they told us that 50% of people stay for the community. So you have to jump into you have to get them into the community. So we do that. And then we get them on our team call, because our team call is like a Monday night, every Monday night. It's like motivational Monday, every single Monday night. And so we get them on there. And then that's where it's like, they're like, whoa, like this is big. Like there's other people than just you guys. Like this must be a real thing. So it's kind of just getting them into the system, but not overwhelming them. But the worst thing you could do is hold them back. I've seen people do that. They're like, I don't really want to introduce you to them yet. I'm just kind of getting to know them. And I don't want to overwhelm her. And I don't want to put her in the chat. Like, okay, well, if you have that mindset, remember, we're back to mindset. They are going to have that. You can't speak for them, right? You have to just put them into your system, whatever your system is. Now, we don't do, but I know there's people that do like launch parties and stuff like that. So that's something else you can do. I'm not an event person. I'm not saying I'm not good, because it means I don't believe I'm not good at it. I just don't do them. I don't do events like big events. I'm mostly on Instagram. And so Facebook is a little far into some of my people. So we just don't do big events, but those I know work fabulously. And I do have people on my team that do them. So do not discount those just because I said I don't do them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just constant everyday chatter. Like if you come to me, I will work with you. And if you have a goal, I will get you there. Together, we will work together. Not going to do the work for Marianne didn't do my work for me. So I'm not going to do the work for somebody, but I'm happy to do it with them. Use that word with a lot. We don't do things for people. We do it with them. And they're not going to go alone. We're going to go with them. You'll be surprised how many more people you're going to have join you, because they're going to be like, oh, this is like, she wants to do this with me. She doesn't want me to join her for her. She wants to do this with me. So use that word a lot. Don't get tired of that word with.
And you really couldn't say that if you're coming from a place of like negativity and self-doubt, because you'd be like, I can't say that because I really don't know what I'm doing. Like if you actually don't think you know what you're doing, you really won't have anyone do something with you. So it goes right back to what you said about mindset. And it's funny because, with Kristen Boss talking about not hustling, and I think that kind of was hard for people to hear, although I actually really did want to hear that and needed to hear it. Mm-hmm. But maybe Bob Heilig is trying to do something that's like he's trying to go off road a little bit and make people go, what? Which would be genius for his marketing, right? Because then
for sure.
We all want to go listen to it now and be like, oh, no, you did not. Like he has the highest.
So true. It's so true. I don't put your faith, you guys, in anybody. Like I always tell people, go listen to all. Like I don't like when people are like, I only like this podcast. I'm like, no. Go listen to other people's thoughts. And same with leaders. Like I love that you do this, Jennifer, because it's like I'm probably saying something like everything's probably very similar, but maybe something that they don't really hear as much. It's the same with us. Like I always tell my team, be in every single chat you can possibly be in. When people say, oh, it's too much, I'm too overwhelmed, I'm like, well, you're not really ready yet. You're not ready. Because if you're going to say you're overwhelmed, you're not ready. You should want to be a sponge I still am a sponge. I'm still a sponge. I'm still learning. I still get on every single Wellness Wednesday call that we do with our team. I don't run it. I get on it because I'm like, I still probably could stand to learn a little bit more. Like don't I get on the Plexus calls. I'll be like driving. I'm like, let me put this on and listen to it while I'm driving because I don't know everything. I never, ever will. And that's the cool part about this job too, is you're never going to know everything. Did you guys hear how I keep saying job? Does anybody else keep saying, people are scared to say job. They're scared to say it because they're like, oh, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work, but it can be a job, and know that it can be a job. If you want it to be, it can be. If you want it to be a hobby, it can be that too. But if you want it to be a job, it can be a job. And you don't have to leave your house for it. And you can wear like Old Navy sweatshirts every day, like I do, like you can just do what you want to do. Don't miss anything at home, and if that's not your why, that's okay too. Cause you could do this while you work. Like I said, I have diamonds who work corporate. I have a diamond who works high up corporate Calvin Klein. She's a diamond. So, there's literally no one that can not do this unless you tell yourself, I cannot do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting too, as you're talking, and I feel like we could just keep doing this because we need to have these conversations more often, because we do get into the work without sometimes talking about kind of the behind the scenes. But as you were talking, I was picturing choreographing, like, I don't know, a dance, which I can't dance. And I have no idea. I was like thinking of Dance Moms, that show. I don't know why, but I was just thinking to myself, like, what does it really look like to be working a business? And immediately I just thought of choreographing something. And I thought, man, it really is like that, because you're preparing them, practicing, getting everything ready, picking out their outfit, making sure they show up on time, cheering them on and giving them direction as they're on the stage. And then afterwards saying, okay, we're not done. When's the next event? When's our next dance? So in the same way, when someone joins, it's that whole idea of what she was saying. Don't make the decision for them. We need to be plugging people in, and all of us have our own systems of where we're plugging people in. We need to be asking them, what would it look like for you if you could make an extra $500 or $1,000.
Mhm.
And we can do that. I'll do that with you, is what
Yes.
Jen said. And so there's so much about this that we need to be thinking about. We need to be choreographing, talking to new people, getting the brand new people lifted off the ground, and then the existing people, making sure that they're really growing in their business skills and their leadership skills. It's a lot, but it's worth it. Isn't
It's
it?
so worth it. It is. It's so worth it. And like like I said, it's worth it in so many reasons. Like for me now, it gets me more excited to help other people to get to where I am. Like that to me is my excitement right now. Well, I'm also excited about growing my husband's business. Like that got me like new fire, and start thinking like that too, you guys. Start thinking big. Like, do you want to hit diamond? Yeah. What are you going to do after you hit diamond? Where are you going to go after you hit diamond? Like just allow yourself to go that big, and know that I always tell people wherever their furthest end goal is, I'm like, all right, that's your goal, but we have to make stops along the way. So yeah, we got to hit ruby, got to hit senior ruby, got to hit emerald, got to hit sapphire. You may want to get to diamond. We're just going to make some stops along the way, but I need you to work like diamond now, because contrary to some people's beliefs, diamonds work hard. Like we work really, really, really hard. And that should encourage you. That should not discourage. That should encourage you. Like this is going to be awesome. Because when I get there, I'm not going to just have arrived. I'm still going to want to do this. And I'm still going to want to inspire people and help people and do more and become more, because it would be really boring if like you just hit diamond and you were like, oh, okay, I'm done now. Thanks. No, this is like so fun. And this should be fun for you. Create your environment. The last thing I want to say too is, I always tell my leaders when they start to, I love Fallon. Anybody else on here love Fallon? I love Fallon.
So much.
Like love Fallon. If you've not listened to a Fallon training, do yourself a favor and today go and find one Fallon training. Just go to YouTube and search Fallon. I think she's still under black, but I could be wrong on YouTube. But go and watch her because she always says she had this one best training that I heard. I think I was a ruby. I might've been a senior ruby. And she was like, every time you point the finger outward, it's time to turn the finger back to you. So if you find yourself saying, even I need a runner, maybe that means you're not running hard enough. Because if you're looking outward to find somebody who's going to do the things that you're not doing, maybe it's not your time to have a runner. I hate that word runner, but it's a word used a lot, and she also said, every time you're like, everybody's dead, my team is dead. Well, chances are you're dead, right? Like you're on vacation, you're taking a break, you're slowing up, right? And so always look back at you. I use I'm an analogy queen. My team drives them crazy. But think about dogs and their owners. What do people say about dogs and their owners? Their dogs start to look like their owners. Have you guys ever seen some of those photos? I don't have a dog, thank God, because I don't even want to know what the dog would look like. But like your dog grows to look like your owner. And I always say the same thing about your team. Your team is going to grow to look like you. No pressure. But basically, like you want to make sure that you are raising a team of yous. Okay. But not in the sense that they have to be you, but in the sense that they're going to have your work ethic and your drive and your consistency and your show up and I want to be this and I want to be more. Like I want my team to look like I look. I want to look like Marianne. I want to look like Trisha, right? I want to look like them. And I want my team to look like me in the sense that we are just going. Like we are just going. We don't do the drama. We're just going. We are working. We are putting our heads down. We are having a freaking fantastic time along the way, So I would just keep that in mind too. Okay, well, if you've been dead, that's okay. Get it back. Just get it back. That's the best part about this. You could take it and you could change it any day. You can change it and you can change it today. You can go, okay, I'm done. I'm done. It doesn't have to be me. It could be maybe you re-inspired yourself, right? Somebody on your team, maybe you say, oh, I got new blood. I'm inspired, go find that person and link arms with them. Go message somebody today and go, you know what? I've been thinking about you. And I just did this 3 weeks ago to one of my dream teamers, one of my absolute dream teamers. You guys can find her on Instagram at Simply Siani. I've known her for a long time, and she put something on her stories and I was like, that's it, I'm done. And I messaged her and I was like, we need to do this together. Like, I want to do this with you. You are where I was. I want to take you where I am right now. Let's do this together. I sent her like 7 voice messages. I don't recommend that, but I knew her. And she messaged me back crying and was like, okay, I think I need to do this. I'm like, let's go. And boom, we are like nonstop for the last 3 weeks, because I just was like, I want to do this with you. And it doesn't have to be some big Instagrammer. That's not the point. The point is you want it to be somebody that you know and you trust, and they trust you, they love you. It could be somebody that you just follow, that you're inspired by, and they kind of know you because you've kind of commented on their stuff, you know, that's it too. And they don't need to have a big following. You guys, I have diamonds that started with 200 followers in private accounts. Does that sound like anybody on here? Maybe. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is network marketing. So it's your network. You might have a really good warm network. You guys, if you saw my warm network, it's kind of sad. I don't have a warm network. I have lots of friends, but nobody wants to do this with me. It's hard where I live. It's very hard where I live. Everyone is super, super, super well off. And even my friends that aren't well off, they just have turned me down for 4 years. And that's okay, because I went and I found other people, you know, but some people have big warm markets. That's not mine. All of my people were pretty much strangers. So your path doesn't have to look like anybody else's either. That's the best part about this. I have teams that grow strictly warm market on Facebook. I have teams that grow strangers on Instagram. And you can do whatever.
Literally, I could not get a stranger if I'd have to like, no, I couldn't even pay them actually. Everybody is just people I know or I've gotten to know. That you're right. I'm like, how do y'all get Instagram people? That does not, only people on Instagram that want me are men in other countries. That's it. Okay.
When we open up in these other countries, it's going to be great for you. It's going to be awesome. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. You guys are fun. I love your chat. You guys are chatty. That's great.
Jen, we started this Power Hour. Maybe, was it a year or was it a year and a half ago? I don't remember, but it's not even all people on my team. This is like, I'm sure half of them probably are, but we've got Sarah Marble and her team plugs in, and then Krista Deary's team will plug in. But what we've ended up doing is just creating like this consistent Monday and Wednesday connecting and working. And we've gotten to experience people hitting Emerald on the actual Power Hour.
Get out. Oh, yeah. I love that. So you guys are like a Mac Daddy team. This is like the best. This is big time. Oh, okay. I love it. Oh, I'm so fun. I'm glad you didn't tell me that before. The pressure would have been really on. I'm just kidding. I'm still intimidated by like every diamond. I'm like, Jennifer Leaf messaged me. Okay, breathe.
Well, it's funny because I do the same thing with other people. Like, I'm listening to you talk and I could do exactly what you were describing. I can go, I wish I would have said this stuff to them. And I wish I would have done that for them. And the truth is, like, we're all growing, we're all learning. And what you've done for me today is really actually given me a certified belief. Like, I'm just like getting a little bit of a dose of it. Cause I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to come at it from that strong place of belief. Megan Milakovic, when she joined, I never dreamed that she would accomplish all that she has. But one day she said to me, diamond is inevitable. She said it just like that. Diamond.
Oh, I love that. I got goosebumps when you said that.
And at first I was like, wow. And then I thought, I hope she's right. I was like, I hope she's right. Like, I just couldn't even believe someone had so much strength in their belief, and she still does. And that's what she trains on. So I encourage anybody on here that's struggling with belief, go watch everything and listen to everything you can by Megan Milakovic.
Oh, she's amazing.
And it's not
like infectious.
That's it. She's infectious. And I think she has to preach it to herself, which is why she's so good at giving it to us too. She has to remind us. So wow.
I love it. Yay.
I did send you a Facebook message just now. I grabbed some of the questions from the chat, and that way you can just send them to me as you want to, and I'll we have
Perfect.
a power hour chat, and I'll just drop the answers into there if you can.
Awesome. Yeah, I will
and
do that for
what's
sure.
your Instagram called so I can put it here in the chat?
J Cobb Home.
Okay, so you guys need to follow her as well, and that way you can get more of that goodness. You are amazing. Thank you so much.
If you guys ever see anything that you want, I do create a lot of content, and I love to share it. So take anything that you want that I share. I am a content junkie. So, and Jennifer, I will send her stuff. So it's like clean images, like I'm all about it. So just take it and share it. I like to share in a very, I don't know, like a normal way. I think sometimes we get so caught up in our words, but definitely more in like a, let's do this. We can do this. You know, we're going to do this together. Who wants to? Make it simple, you guys. Share your referral link, and whoever orders from your referral link, you get a bonus. It's simple. Speak in those terms, not do you want to do this business? You know, hey, you're going to love these products. You're going to share them anyway. Here's my referral link. And when you order, and if you find somebody else who wants to do this with you, you get an income. You get paid. You get $467 this month for 3 friends that join. I have a couple girls who are getting people to get their 3 in 1 hour. So they're like, if you want to make $467 in an hour, you can do that. Like, think about that. I went silver in 1 hour, you guys, 1 hour. And I didn't even go to social media. So think about that. Know that there's people that know 3 people.
You know, can you imagine that Facebook post?
Yeah.
I just made $467 in an hour.
In 1 hour. We have people posting it. Yes.
That's the best. And
Let's do it.
I don't know if you saw Jessica Heffley's post that said that their economists are basically saying that families need $6,000 extra dollars now because of inflation, which is $500 a month, which is, if we look at the income disclosure, I'm sure that's like a senior silver or gold. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But why wouldn't someone want to do this? Well, I would tell you, the people that don't want to do it don't have someone in their ear, like what you're describing, saying, we should do this. I'll do this with you. It just absolutely changes everything. And it's the simple wording. Like, we don't have to complicate it.
Don't complicate it. And don't use words like silver, because people don't get that. They feel like they're just a bonus to you. You want to make it about them. Like, you can earn this much. I will help you to do that simply by grabbing 3 people. I always say, grab your 3 ride or die people. That's what I did. I called them all in 1 hour, and I signed one up on my computer, one on my phone, and one on my iPad at the same time. Silver should not ever have to go to social media to get your first 3. That's what I say. It's quick phone calls and texts. Has anybody ever done a diet? Like, remember when we did Weight Watchers? I've done Weight Watchers. I've done Fat Smash. I'm like aging myself. There was Fat Smash diet, Weight Watchers. What was the other big one? Nutrisystem. I've done all the bad things. If it's bad, I've done it. Okay. And you know what I did? I never did it alone. Why would I do that alone? That's misery. I'm like, I'm going to Weight Watchers. You're coming with me. Let's go. That's how you get your friends. And you're like, I'm trying these new products. I'm super freaking excited about it. Do this with me. I just need somebody to make sure I'm staying consistent and doing my products. Like, will you do this with me? Boom. It's very hard for somebody to say no to that. Very, very, very hard. So just be excited. Now, most of you are probably already silver on here, but that doesn't mean you just stop. You don't stop there. Now you got to go find somebody who's going to go and do that, and explain it that way too. Like, go grab your 3 ride or die people. You just got to have a phone. That's it. Don't even go to social media. Just grab your first 3 and be done. And if you want to keep going, are they going to want to keep going? Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you only need 6 more.
The dopamine of that is the best. And I love it. As soon as someone gets their 3, then I say, do you know that if we help those people get their 3 ride or die, like you said, you're going to get another whatever amount, a bonus. It's almost like I told a girl, we did a call, and I held up the compensation plan, and I said, none of this exists for you right now. I just want you to do this first thing. I said, what's this? And I remember, I thought Suzanne was I almost thought she was like overstepping, because I thought she was too bold in her belief of, this is what you need to do. Okay, so I want you to do this first. And I'm like, don't tell me what to do, but at the same time, I did it. So isn't that interesting? There's so many questions, Jen. I feel bad because I'm sending them all to you on Facebook.
Go ahead. Do you want me to answer any of them right now?
Do you guys, are you good with that? Okay, I just sent them to you, but go ahead. Let me read them to you.
Go ahead.
Did you do 3-way chats through Instagram?
Yes, that's where all of our three-way chats are, but basically 90% of my team is on Instagram. So that's where we do our three-way chats.
Okay.
But do whatever is your thing. If it's Messenger, yes. If it's a group text, do that too. They all work the same.
Okay. I don't think I've ever done a chat on Instagram.
Oh, really? I have them even like all pretty. They're so pretty.
Really? Well, I have with the guys from other countries, but other than that, not nothing.
Oh my gosh, I can't. The guys from there.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
I even have like their names. See, I like title them all. And they all have like pretty circles.
We
with
can
their
all
names.
practice. We could do
Yeah.
a practice chat on Instagram to make sure we know what we're doing.
Yeah, they're fun. They're easy.
Do you
Super easy.
add people to the chats or invite them?
We do not invite them. I have like a little script that I will send, but they learn it so quickly. I'm just like, hey, awesome. I'm going to introduce you to my friend Jenn because she's been doing this much longer than me. And I want to make sure that I get you all the correct information. So I'm starting that chat now. And that's it. Boom. Like as soon as they send that, they start the next chat. Because usually when you ask somebody, they'll go, no, it's fine. This is fine. So just let them know, give them the courtesy to let them know and then start it. I've only ever had maybe like 4 or 5 people be annoyed by that and like not go to the chat, but.
Were their names Karen?
Probably.
Okay, so since you don't say silver or don't want to say it right away, what do you do when you end up shouting them out?
Oh, when we shout them out, I will say silver, but that's because they now know what that is. But I actually made new recognition that has like what they made on it. So if they made this month like $465, I'll earned a $465 bonus, because when you're sharing that on social media and you're sharing silver, no one knows what that means. So definitely I always say include the bonus somewhere just to let others know like this is big time. But with them, I don't say like, hey, I want you to hit the first rank of silver, even if they're interested in the business. I'm just like, we need to grab your first 3 so we can get you that blank bonus, that $465 bonus. Because they're not working, they just joined. They're not working. They don't want to work for the company. They don't want to work for a rank. They just want X amount of dollars. And we map the math. So I don't know what you guys call it, but we call it map the math. So as soon as somebody hits, I can send you that, Jennifer. I have a template for map the math that I can send to you. It's just copy paste, like you would just copy and paste it. And so we do that for every single rank. I mean, I even will still have people do that for rubies and senior rubies, map the math, which is basically like, okay, great. You just earned this. Now, if we grab 6 more, this is how much you're going to earn, because people don't work for next ranks. They just don't. They're very not motivated by, oh, great, senior silver. I remember Marianne telling me to go, because I triple ranked in my first month, which was nothing compared to now. P.S. the amount of money. But I did. I made that $1,600, but I triple ranked to gold. And the only reason I believe that I kept on going is because she was like, if you do this, you're going to make 1,100 more. I was like, okay, like, where's my pen? Where's my paper? Like, I got to do this, So people, even if you're not motivated by money, it gives you a reason to actually go and do something, as opposed to like, Jenn, you have 4 more days to hit gold. It drives me nuts when I see leaders go into chats and push people just based on rank. Because I'm like, no, we got to grab. It's always like, all right, where's your map? Like, we need 6 more people to get you that $1,500. To hear the difference in that, it's like, 6 more people, then you're gold. Like, some of them are like, I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that, I know I want to be a gold, but I don't know what that means. So give them a dollar amount all the time. Mm-hmm. So helpful.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. Do you start people on a specific combo, or are you using the quiz?
We really don't use the quiz much.
So tell me what you say. You tell them to skip the quiz?
I tell them to skip the quiz because we've worked through kind of what we're going to pick for them. So, I just literally first start by saying, what's your health goals? So simple. Like, what are your health goals? Mm-hmm. And they'll say, weight loss. And I just want some more energy and I want to feel good. And so my next question always immediately is, are you a shake person? Do you drink shakes? Because I'm here to tell you guys, If you are not a shake person, it is very little chance you're going to become a shake person. Like that is a big, I know probably there's people in here like, I hated shakes, but now I love them. But that's a rare thing. You know, that's a lifestyle change. Somebody goes from eating food at lunch to now drinking their lunch. And so I always make sure, what are you? Because I want them to love their products. I don't want to start them on a shake and then have them be like, I'm not ordering next month because I didn't even drink my shakes. I just can't get into it. So if they say they are, if they want weight loss, I'll put them on the weight loss basics. If they say they aren't, my favorite welcome pack, we're not supposed to say this because you're not supposed to go based off your favorite, but one of my favorite welcome packs is Active Slim and Ease. And because that to me is just a feel good welcome pack. I feel like I get some of like the toxins out. You feel good. You can see a difference, right? With the Ease, you can see a difference. You can feel a difference with the Active. And then you're going to start to get some of those health results from the pink drink. And so I feel like you just can't win more than that in one quick welcome pack if they will not go for a 209. And I always give them a 209 option. I give them the equivalent 209 option so they can kind of see which one is going to be best for them. But I love starting them on that. And then I like to set them up like, this is what's going to come. Because if they were like, oh, maybe I do want to try the shakes. I'm like, let's get you started on this. And how about next month or the month after we can get you the shakes? Because now I've got them hooked into Plexus. They're loving the products, right? And then maybe they'll add a shake. Maybe they won't, but maybe they will. And then if they want gut health, I typically will introduce the triplex like second or third month, just so there's not as much detox.
Yeah, that one's rough. And I love that you can set the stage for them for the future with the perks, saying once your second order goes out, let's get you those shakes for free, which is such a great thing for them to look forward to. Like, I got to hold on for that second month. You know what else? If they do that 109 with the Slim Active Ease, they're going to get a free bag of Active this month, which means they have enough for the whole month, which is really awesome if you guys think about it. And then do you have instructions for them? Because once they skip the quiz, they'd have to understand exactly where to go and how to go to find all that. How do you,
like how, so typically we want to be on the phone. If I cannot get on the phone with somebody, I will never send my link. The only time I ever send a link or I coach my team to send a link is when they are sitting at their computer. I'm like, you let me know when you are sitting down. I just want to make sure, because it could be a little time sensitive. It's a little bit of a white lie, but the link could be a little time sensitive. Sometimes, I don't want you to click on it and have it not work. So I want to be ready when you're ready. You let me know when you're ready to sit down. Okay. I work until 5. Okay. So how does 6 sound? 6 sounds great. We can hop on the phone, or we can even just communicate through. So I'll like keep my DM open. They're on it and we're just back and forth voice messaging. If I can't get them on the phone, that's what I'll do. But you want to be with them through their experience of ordering. If you send a link, somebody said this someday, somewhere, probably in 2018 or 19, it's like a 70% chance you've lost the sale. Once you give them all you've got, they're gone. Like, how many people have sent links and never heard back, right? Because now you've given them like all your eggs in the basket and there's nothing else they need you for. Maybe they'll join, maybe they won't. Also, I think when people say, send me the link, I think that's their easy way of saying, I'm not interested, and they just don't want to say it to you. They don't want to say, I'm not interested.
Yeah. You know what else I've done is I've gotten them where I screen share my Zoom. So I'm actually on the website signing them up, but they're on there with me telling me like what to put in. And I'll say,
I like that.
Yeah. And I'll even say, and when you start using your referral link, here's where it is. So I'm like showing them it. And I'm almost like, we just took the whole hour, Jen, and talked.
I told you that was going to happen. I was like,
I'm sorry. I said 10 minutes. I promise. It won't be yesterday.
It was fun.
It was so good, and really practical. And I think I grabbed most people's questions. But guys, what I think is important to take away from all of this is that experience is the very best teacher. And if you are avoiding all the things that she's saying to do, you aren't growing because you haven't experienced it. Like, I promise you, we could sit down and tell you like, and then one time, like, okay, like we've been through that, and you've probably been through that, guys. So That was awesome. Go follow Jenn Cobb on Instagram. Make sure you watch Fallon Black's YouTube video. And then you guys make sure you're telling your team about the mindset challenge that's happening starting Monday, because you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
And then we'll have our IPA challenge the next week. Thank you, Jenn. That was amazing.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye.